Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the London Monarchs. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Mayfield looks to throw. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Check three. Run. Hey, alert!
Throwing, Mayfield. That is caught by Cohen. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. There to stop him was Darius Leonard. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So, second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So, if they can get him going in the passing game, that should open up his running game, too.
180! Hey, we heavy on the edges.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. This is the tight end, Njoku. And down inside the 15 he goes. All told, they get 13 yards on that play.
Recon, 132 fighter. Point it right. Hey, Alpha. Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third. Now this now, play number 9 on the opening drive, but it's third and long.
Six, pull it high. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Here's Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And his kick is right there. It's good. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Indianapolis. That's going to be a 103-yard kickoff return. What a run. And the Colts have taken the lead. So they gave up the field goal, but boom, they get it right back. Don't even worry about getting their offense on the field. They return it on the kickoff.
So I see your 3 points.
And raise you.
And raise you 6. Double it up, coming right back at them. And if that's going to be the trade all game long, someone's going to be very happy with the end result.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December early in November, but they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
61, matchbox, light.
Mayfield to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Mayfield with a quick fire to Landry. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Set, 180. You. Check 37. Regular. Real. Hey, orbit. Yeah, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this works out well as it'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line.
Come on out here. Come get some. Come get some.
And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Second and 11.
Let's go ahead and detail this situation here. Third and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle.
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Gotta be careful here, backed up this deep on third down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jordan. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a fourth and long. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Colts send out their punter. Back deep, Tariq Cohen. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Hey, 133.
Mayfield on play action. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku, and now it's third down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Alert! Pistol.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And on now is the punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
If they open things up, let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll lead here to a third down.
Ready? 60 outlaw. Go, go. I can't believe they hit it.
Looking to throw. Daniels. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line.
180. Right, 58, right there. All right, D, let's go. All right, D. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it.
Following the interception, Mayfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Bravo. Oh, yeah. And here we go again. Here we go again. Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51. That's the run. Step.
To throw on second down. Daniels. And he will find his man on the outside.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Set, ready? 60 or. Hey, Charlie. Ready, go.
Back to throw. Daniels. And he's got his man on the out route. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
On the ready. 51 for mine. I'm scared. Shoot.
Now they try the right side here. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a second and long.
Go. 18 Gator. Check 52. Check. Ready.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
I got you, son. I got you, son. Let's get it.
Throwing on third and long. Daniels. Got an open man. That's Campbell. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the first down.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, creating a big game.
That's kind of the bonus. He's able to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can manage too.
It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be second and 11. Looking to throw. Daniels. And a short return to the 6-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play and give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
You draw corporate.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. They set up the screen to Chubb. And good pressure defensively to stop him for a loss of a couple. Now there's also a flag to go with it. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right at the 35. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington. And the Redskins there out to an early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And coughed it up. It's going the other way. He hops over him.
That's why you stretch.
And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
58 to Mike, 58.
Protein spill.
1st down, a run with Cohen. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Let's go. Let's go.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Pilot, 64, weak. Point it right, point it right, point it right. Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the 2nd half.
So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now, we're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Now a timeout.
Here we go.
7 seconds left in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here. Now the ball comes loose. But I believe the Colts were able to fall on this when they were, and so possession will remain with Indy. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Looking to throw on second down. Daniels. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is picked up by the defense. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. How about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
Mayfield now, and that is caught for the 2 points. And boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown, and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
High 7. Get it.
To throw on second down, Daniels. And he will find his man on the outside.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
Back to throw. Daniels. Quick hitter here. It's complete. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch out.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now, the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Throwing on third and long. Daniels under pressure again, and down he goes again. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead, now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
58, boys, 58, 58, Mike. 58, right over there, yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
After the sack on 1st down, Mayfield, and he completes it to Cohen. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
58 to Mike.
Defense wins championships, baby.
And 58 is a Mike. Go 58.
Will.
Coming after you. I'm coming after you. 58 to Mike.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
Go.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And some space here. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They start from scratch here, so to speak. 14 all following the interception last time that led to a score. Now they've got it 1st and 10. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Check.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there.
Regular.
58, boys, 58.
22 jet bomber. 5.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. He's going to look deep down the field. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for now. 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? catch the ball in the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Daniels under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Welcome back now here in London. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the fourth quarter. And they'll give it here to his running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Back to throw. Daniels. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they take a 17-14 lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it, happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to have a third down.
180! Alert, alert! Alert, alert!
34 is the mic.
Hey, zoom!
From the gun, Mayfield. Throwing right, and that's complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Chopper! Chopper!
34, right 34.
Scoot, scoot! Run, run, run.
Mayfield on first down. The screen pass here to Cohen. A good first down call as the screen play gets him 9.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert!
They go with Chubb on second down, and he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on first and 10. Mayfield got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. and reading your keys. You always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there that sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. They go play action here on first down. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll run on second down with Cohen. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
They'll try to run for it with Cohen. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a first down in field goal range already. They'll run on first down. Cohen, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That'll go as a loss of 5, and it'll be a 2nd and long. He'll look to throw, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Go! 34's a Mike. He's coming. Check him. Hurry!
Back to throw. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Mayfield brings him up 1st and 10, and he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. He's back to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they're going to lose some on this play, being knocked back to the 18. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long.
Regular.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day on this.
A give to Cohen. He heads right. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Run. 50. Slam.
Now Mayfield steps away to his left. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Stand up in. Check.
Point it right. Up. Hurry.
They'll run forward toward Cohen, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Tariq Cohen in the final minute, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts. Got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try to run for it. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote. So plenty of smiles for the